Hey, what's up guys? St. Green's here. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to the channel. Now on to the story.
Story title, God of Paradis. Chapter 1, The God of Light. Walsina. Naruto sat upon a throne that once belonged to the former king of Paradis Island. He looked around and saw women all over the room, ready to serve his every whim. One of those women name is Zoe Hang, and she is as crazy as they come. In their first few meetings, she asked him if he was a god, which he denied, but as he used more of his abilities, people started ignoring him when he told them he wasn't a god. Naruto looked at Hang, who looked back up at him. She had a noticeable baby bump on her showing she is carrying his child. The blonde's mind then went back to how he arrived in this world. Flashback. The battle for the world's fate was almost at its climax. Naruto stood on one side of the valley, while Sasuke stood on the other. They had worked together to defeat Madara and Tobi, but it seemed that their fates were to always be at odds. Sasuke wanted to kill all the Kages, while Naruto wanted to unite the world through friendship and understanding. The two were on the last leg, and the battle was almost over. "Give it up, Sasuke," Naruto exclaimed as he clashed with his former friend. "Why won't you just die, Naruto? Let me build a future where my clan can thrive," the Uchiha said as he focused his dojutsu to open a portal in front of Naruto, sucking him in. Sasuke let out a breath and deactivated his dojutsu when he was sure Naruto was gone. As he did, he felt a pain in his chest and looked behind him to see Naruto with a kunai in his hand. "How are you here?" Sasuke yelled. "I sent you to another dimension." "You did," the clone said, "but I am a shadow clone. The real Naruto created me to kill you if he somehow lost." The clone held up the kunai he had impaled Sasuke with and used it to cut him in half with his wind chakra. When he is sure Sasuke is dead, the clone disappears as their other team members arrive. It would be months later, after being trapped in this new world, that Naruto was able to contact the tailed beasts and find out what is happening back in his dimension. Attack on Titan verse. Naruto felt like his insides were going to come up through his mouth, and when the blonde thought he was going to die, he saw a light and felt weightless as he fell towards the ground. The portal had spat him out. "Oh fuck!" Naruto exclaimed as he realized he was high up in the air and falling at high speed. Naruto gathered his chakra to cushion his fall. He continued to drop down into a dense forest filled with tall trees. Naruto used the tree branches to slow his descent. When he finally hit the ground, he created a crater beneath him. "Shit!" Naruto yelled as he felt like his legs were about to break from the fall, but thankfully he had Kurama, so he would heal quickly. Naruto moved over to lean his back against a tree so he wouldn't fall over. The blonde looked around him and saw that it was nighttime. He looked at the tree and saw that it was hollow, so he limped inside it and fell asleep. Next day, the blonde woke up to the feeling of the ground shaking. Naruto thought it was an earthquake, but as he exited the tree, he saw 5 naked, giant humanoid creatures wandering around aimlessly. Did I land in a dimension where humans are giants? Naruto asked himself as he saw the giants notice him and start charging towards him. "Wait, I come in peace, let's talk this out," Naruto said, attempting to reason with the giants, but they didn't reply and attacked the blonde with the intention of devouring him. After a while, Naruto concluded that the giants were essentially mindless and had little to no intelligence. Therefore, the blonde decided to end this fight quickly. Naruto created a shadow clone and had it hide and gather natural energy so he could use it to destroy the giants in one attack. "I don't know if you can understand me, but this is your final chance to stop attacking me, or I will eliminate you," the blonde stated as the clone vanished and the natural energy it had gathered was transferred back to the original. The giant didn't reply and just kept on attacking, making the blonde-haired boy's eyes harden as he created another clone and gathered the chakra in his hand, then adding the clone's wind chakra to the attack. Naruto yelled wind-style Rasengan as he unleashed his attack when the giants got close. All 5 were caught in the attack as it expanded and consumed the giants, countless blades of wind cutting into them. Naruto watched in interest as the giant seemed to get vaporized by his attack. It was unusual because his attack shouldn't have done that. "Sigh," the blonde said as he looked around the forest. Fast forward. Naruto decides to use his Sage mode to see if there are any other humans living on the planet, and to his joy, he finds them. He follows where he senses the humans until he sees a giant wall. He saw some people going back inside the wall, some appeared injured, and most had a dead look in their eyes, as if they'd lost all hope. The blonde decided to approach them and see if he could gain some information about his location. "Hey, wait up!" Naruto shouted, gaining the attention of the beaten group with suspicious looks. "Halt! Who are you?" the apparent leader of the group demanded. "Identify yourself now." "Hi, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm a bit lost right now. Can you help me find my way, like telling me where we are?" the blonde asked with pleading eyes. "What do you mean you want to know where we are?" the leader asked. "Are you from somewhere else?" "Yes, you can say that I am not from around here," Naruto replied. "So, what is this place called, and have you ever heard of the Land of Fire?" "My name is Erwin Smith, the leader of the Scout Regiment," he began, "and I have never heard of a place called the Land of Fire. In fact, to my knowledge, the nation of Eldia on Paradis is the last place on Earth where humans live." Naruto knew it was a long shot, but he hoped that Sasuke's jutsu had only teleported him to another continent and not to another dimension. Sigh, at least there are other humans on this planet and not just those giant monsters, Naruto said to himself, but the Scout Regiment was able to hear him. Edwin looked at the shorter man beside him named Levi Ackerman and gave him a nod. He then moved faster than most could follow with their eyes and went to capture the blonde. As Levi approached the blonde, Naruto didn't react until the last second, and Levi flipped him over his shoulder and slammed him into the ground, causing the man great pain. "Hey, why did you just attack me, jackass?" Naruto shouted as he watched the short man stand up on shaky legs. "I am going to get you for that," Levi said with a serious face, but Naruto just gave him a blank stare because, from what he could tell, these people didn't have any chakra and their bodies were quite weak. The others looked like they were getting ready to attack, while the blonde just sighed tiredly. "Let's get this over with," Naruto said as the members of the Survey Corps charged at him. Minutes later, Naruto stood above the members of the Scout Regiment, looking at them in annoyance. They were not strong at all, and he had to hold himself back from killing them. The only one that was kind of difficult to deal with was the short man, who was surprisingly fast. "So, are you all ready to talk, or do you want to try to attack me again?" Naruto asked with a cold look in his eyes. "Fine, we won't attack you again," Erwin replied as he tried to get to his feet, but he failed. It seemed the blonde had broken some of his bones. "Troublesome," Naruto said as he took pity on the man and healed his injuries with the power of his yang chakra. The others watched as Naruto's hand was covered in a golden aura and he touched Erwin. The light covered him, and soon Erwin was on his feet as if nothing had happened. "What was that?" the leader of the Scout Corps asked. "You healed me somehow, how can you do that?" "That is my chakra, and yes, I healed you so we can have a proper conversation," Naruto replied, starting to think that maybe coming into contact with the humans of this dimension may have been a mistake. "Wow," exclaimed a woman who the blonde had slammed into the ground earlier. She approached him and grabbed his hands to inspect them. "So you can heal others, and you seem to have a very strong body," she said. "My name is Zoe Hang, by the way." Naruto watched as the woman whose ass he just kicked held his hand, like he didn't use it to swing her around like a club earlier. "Coming here might have been a mistake," Naruto said after sensing that these people would not be able to help him return home, the only positive outcome being that he confirmed he is indeed in another dimension. "I will be taking my leave now," Naruto stated as he pulled his hands from Hang, preparing to leap away, but was stopped by the crazy woman. "Wait, where are you going?" Hang explained as she jumped and hugged the blonde's waist to try to stop him from leaving. "I don't know, I probably wandered off somewhere else. It's better than being attacked for no reason," Naruto stated as he tried to loosen the woman's grip on him without hurting her. Hang looked over at Erwin with pleading eyes, making the man rub his head. "Look, I am sorry for the way we acted, but there aren't supposed to be any humans living outside the walls, because the Titans killed them all. So, it seems suspicious that you are here," the leader of the Scout Regiment explained. I guess the titans you are talking about are the giant human-like beings I have seen in the forest, Naruto said. So you have seen the titans, now you understand why humans can't live outside the wall, Erwin stated. I saw some titans, Naruto said casually, but I managed to get rid of him. Edwin looked at him, trying to determine whether or not he was telling the truth. It would be nearly impossible for a human to defeat a titan without special equipment, but from how the blonde had defeated them, it could be possible if it were him. Do you want to come back inside the wall with us? Erwin offered as a plan started to form in his head. Wouldn't your people be suspicious of me, too? Naruto asked. They would be, but I am going to tell them that you are a new recruit to the scout regiment, Erwin replied to everyone's shock, especially Levi who had just started to recover from the blonde's earlier attack. Please come back with us, Hang pleaded. I want to see what makes your body tick and I promise to make it very pleasurable. Naruto thought about his options. He could wander around aimlessly looking for food, or he could go with the people who had just attacked him and let them feed him. Fine, it will go with you, but if you try anything funny, you won't live long enough to regret it. Naruto said. That's fine, Captain Erwin replied as his mind went over the blonde in front of him. So far he had displayed superhuman speed and strength, along with healing powers. He might be the one to help them defeat the titans, he thought. Fast forward. Erwin managed to get the blonde inside the wall and made it look like he was a person who had sneaked out of the wall and they brought him back. Time passed by, and Naruto joined the scout regiment to keep himself entertained. The blonde ends up killing every titan he encounters, and as a result, the casualties the scout regiment usually suffers whenever they venture outside the walls decrease until it is non-existent. Some of the members of the scout regiment started to view him as a god, and some a demon ironically enough, but the blonde didn't care. The only problem was that Naruto started to get tired of waiting, and the month passed without any indication that his friends would come for him. Months later, night. Mindscape. Naruto went to sleep that night and felt a strong pull inside his mind. He appeared before four of the four-tailed beasts, Son Goku with Kurama, beside him. They turned to Naruto when they felt his presence. Son, how have you been? Naruto was excited to see someone from his home dimension. I am well, Naruto, the tailed beast replied with a smile. How have you been holding up in this new dimension? Not bad, but I miss my home and want to go back soon. Is there anything you can do to help me with that? Naruto asked with hope in his eyes. About that, Son Goku said with a sad voice. I think it's better for you to stay here. He continued, things in the elemental nations aren't good right now, and anything could start a war. What do you mean by that? And did everyone somehow get freed from the divine tree, because I thought the only way to free everyone was with the yin and yang of the six paths power? Naruto asked. Everyone was freed by you, Sensei, Kakashi, Son said. He had Sakura transplant one of Sasuke's eyes, and he sealed the residual tailed beast chakra that was still lingering on the battlefield. He gained six-path power and freed everyone. Son explained. Wow, so Kakashi has six paths power and saved everyone, that's amazing. But why can't I go home? Naruto asked, confused and sad. That is because the other ninja villages started to see Konoha as a threat after Kakashi gained the six paths power, and father sent the tailed beasts to another dimension, where no one would be able to abuse our power anymore. Son explained. We sometimes look at what is happening in the elemental nations, and the situation is tense. Right now, all the villagers' eyes are on Konoha, and your friends have all decided that it is for the best that you remain wherever Sasuke sent you. The tail beast explained, trying to be as gentle as possible. So no one is coming for me, Naruto whispered. I am afraid not, child, the son replied. I think it is best that you remain here as well, the elemental nations do not deserve you. Naruto remained silent as he processed what he had learned. Son saw what the effect of the news had on Naruto, so he decided to give him some privacy. He told him and his brother Kurama goodbye and vanished in a puff of smoke. Kurama, who remained silent throughout their conversation, observed how broken up his host was over the news, but there is nothing he can do for him. Fast forward. The news that no one wanted him back greatly depressed the blonde, so he turned to drinking, tightening the seal that housed Kurama so he wouldn't purge the alcohol from his system. This habit led to him sleeping with multiple women when he was not out killing titans, which in turn led to him gaining a large following of people worshipping him, especially after he saved many people when the Wall of Maria was breached by some titans. That day, he used his Kurama avatar and beat the stuffing out of 2 titans that seemed to be intelligent. The 2 intelligent titans escaped when he was dealing with some mindless ones and saving people. Wall of Maria, aftermath of Titan attack. The locals started calling him a god after he saved their lives from the titans who had broken the Wall of Maria. He even repaired it and used his powers to heal the injured. All around Naruto was people bowing and looking at him in awe. To them, he is a god, even though he denies it, for no mortal creature could have the power he possesses. Naruto for his part stopped caring about what they thought of him as a demon or a god. It didn't matter in the end, it was just their opinion. "Thank you for saving us, God." The blonde heard a sexy woman with brown hair and eyes yell, making him lick his lips. Naruto had developed a new appreciation of the feminine form in his time in this dimension. The blonde remembered saving the woman from being eaten by a smiling titan, and even managed to heal her body from all the injuries, such as her broken legs and internal bleeding. The blonde was sure she would be more than happy to have a private visit from her god. The blonde's lewd thoughts were interrupted when a soldier from the military police brigade marched forward. "Are you the god who stopped the titans?" one of the soldiers inquired, probably addressing the leader. "That's what the people call me," Naruto replied casually. "You are to come with us right now. The king has demanded your presence," the soldier said, making the people around them start to protest. "Hey! Where do you think you're taking our god? Leave our god alone," the people in the crowd shouted. "It's fine, I don't mind going with you," Naruto said as he saw the soldier start to get ready to shoot down the civilians. The soldier said, "Come this way," and led the blonde through the crowd to the king. Walsina, king's throne room. Naruto was led to a room where the king sat, an old man who looked like he was ready to fall asleep at any moment, and a short, overweight man beside him. "King Fritz, we have brought the one you ordered us to bring," the leader of the military police brigade stated as he addressed his king. "Be on your best behavior when talking to His Majesty and his advisor, Rod Rice. We will be watching you," the soldier said before stepping back and joining his men to watch the blonde's every move. "Whatever you say, buddy," the blonde replied mockingly as the soldier scowled at him and remained silent. "So you are the god the people have been talking about," stated the overweight man. "That's what they call me," Naruto replied nonchalantly, not caring that he was surrounded by the armed military police who were tensing at his casual attitude towards royalty. "They say you have supernatural powers, is that true?" The overweight man named Naruto assumed was Rod Rice asked, but it sounded more like a command than a question. "That I do," Naruto replied bluntly as he looked at the man intently. "By the order of the king, you will serve the royal family from now on," Rod said as if he had any authority over the blonde. Naruto just looked at the man who was questioning him and then to the supposed king who was fast asleep, and the blonde got the picture immediately. The king was merely a puppet, and the true king of the wall is this overweight fucker. No wonder this place has been so fucked up. "So you are the real king, huh?" Naruto said, making Rod and the soldiers in the room tense as they realized the blonde had just revealed the biggest secret of the nation of Eldia. The fat man began to panic as his secret was revealed. "Kill him before he can tell anyone what he knows," Rod ordered his soldiers. The military police brigade opened fire on Naruto. His hands began to glow gold as he caught all the bullets they fired at him out of the air. When the military police were out of bullets, he returned all the bullets he had caught at the soldiers, killing them instantly. The blonde started to walk towards Rod, who began to hyperventilate in fear of the monster in front of him. The overweight man pulled out a syringe and was about to inject himself, but Naruto with his speed appeared before him and grabbed his hand, taking the syringe and looking at it in interest. "Now, fat man, we are going to have a long conversation, and you are going to tell me everything you know," Naruto said as he squeezed the man's arm until it broke, causing him to scream in pain. Minutes later, Naruto is now in the throne room alone with the dead bodies of the military police brigade, King Fritz and Rod, who are also among the dead. The blonde killed the false king and the real king after he learned that Paradis is a small island that his ancestors had run off to in order to escape the rest of the world, which, contrary to popular belief, was not entirely devoid of human life. It seems that the memories of the people of Eldia were modified to forget the existence of the outside world. The blonde also learned the truth about the Titans and their significance. In the end, the blonde decided to kill off the two kings to avoid future annoyances. The blonde had created a shadow clone and had it call Erwin to his position. Not long after, the man appeared with Levi by his side. Naruto was starting to wonder if the two were always together. The two men saw all the dead bodies in the room, specifically the king's, and saw Naruto sitting on the dead king's throne. Their minds just froze. Did the blonde bastard just make them witness his crime? So, as you can see, my talk with the king didn't go so well, but I found out something that you will love to hear, Naruto said, seeing both men were still wondering if they should trust him or not. We will talk about what happened here later, Erwin said, getting a headache already from the stress of trying to avoid looking at the dead bodies around them. The blonde said, "Oh, you're going to love this." He then proceeded to tell Erwin everything he had learned from the king. "So you were telling me our entire lives are a lie," Erwin said. "Eldia isn't the last safe haven for humanity, and there are humans all over the world." "Yes, pretty much. The Titans are humans who have been transformed by a special drug," Naruto added helpfully in a cheerful voice, making Levi glare at him for making his life even more difficult. "And all the Titans that have appeared are the work of a nation called Marley, who turned the Eldians living within their territory into Titans to keep us locked behind the walls," Erwin stated, looking as if he were in a different world. "Yes, that's basically it. There is more, but I will tell you about it later," Naruto said. "So, what do we do with these bodies?" Erwin then began to laugh until he cried. He knew that there was more out there than what they had discovered so far. Fast forward. The plan they came up with to hide the fact that the king is dead, Naruto will leave two shadow clones, disguised as the king and himself. The blonde would rule the nation in secret and help the people of the wall, while Erwin agreed to help the blonde cover up his misdeeds in exchange for him supporting the Survey Corps. With all the drama behind him, the blonde decided to have some fun and release some stress. His mind drifted to the beautiful brunette woman he had saved, and he licked his lips. Wall of Maria. Naruto had found the woman he saved quite easily, and she thanked him repeatedly for saving her. He learned that her name was Carla Jaeger. "So, where are you staying now?" Naruto asked. "My house was destroyed in the Titan attack, so I am staying with a friend right now," Carla replied with a sad face, as her house held a lot of her good memories, but she was thankful to be alive. "What do you mean you don't have a place of your own?" the blonde exclaimed. "We can't have that," he continued. "I will build you a new house." "What I can't ask you to do," Carla said, "is let me help you after you saved my life." The blonde just smiled at her. "It's no big deal for me, and a beautiful woman like you should have a sad look on your face," the blonde stated as he knew Carla was depressed about her home being gone. Fast forward, Naruto created a small army of shadow clones who went to the nearby forest to gather wood and brought it back inside for use in building the house. Hours passed and the blonde's clones had built several homes for those who had lost theirs to the Titans, although he spent extra time on Carla's. New Jaeger resident, nighttime. The blonde's plan to get Carla worked better than he ever thought it would after he finished building her house. She insisted he have dinner with her and her son Aaron, who funnily enough is a Titan shifter. The blonde didn't focus on that issue tonight. He wanted the sexy MILF spread out on the new bed he had made for her. The blonde helped Carla make dinner and he accidentally touched her on her ass, breasts, and even pecked her on her lips, but she didn't resist or comment on it. She would just sometimes send nervous looks her son's way. Naruto understood immediately that she was willing to go further, but she didn't want her son to see it, so Naruto ate dinner with the family of two with his hand on Carla's thighs during the meal. Naruto listened to Aaron talk about his day and how cool he thought the blonde was. During this time, the blonde hand wandered to Catching her son's attention, she just waved him off his concerns and told him to finish his dinner. It was not long until Eren fell asleep, ironically because he had so much energy during dinner. Naruto dropped him off in his new bed fast asleep with Carla next to him. He watched as the mother gave her son a kiss on the forehead and wished him sweet dreams. Naruto didn't waste any time and took Carla's hand, leading her to her new bedroom. The MILF didn't resist, only having a blush on her face as she knew fully well what the blonde wanted, since she invited him over. The next morning, Naruto left Carla in her bedroom and met Eren outside. He was about to go into his mother's room that the still exhausted Carla was asleep from the previous night's activities. The blonde stopped him and lied to him, making him believe his mother was sick. Naruto made breakfast for Eren and went on his merry way, thinking about that MILF he just ruined for every other man. Flashback end. Naruto came out of his thought. Hang was a weird woman. She is one of the first women to offer herself to him, and she is the one who jumped his bone their first night together. Naruto glanced over to see Annie watch. Annie was rubbing her heavily pregnant stomach. The baby was kicking like it was responding to its mother's touch. After saving Annie's father, she gave herself to him as thanks, even though he told her she didn't have to. But as former refers to the fact that the power of the Titans was no more, as the blonde had sealed it away permanently. The blonde managed to revive Ymir and seal the coordinate for good, which ultimately led the people of Paradis to view him as more of a god than ever before. Even Ymir began to pray to him. His gaze shifted to the form of Ymir, who was looking at him with pure admiration and a devotion so deep she would gladly do anything he said, not out of fear like her former king/husband she served, but with the zeal to obey her god. The blonde had also healed Ymir's tongue, allowing her to speak, though she chose to only let him hear her.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and set up notification. You can also join my Patreon for early access and exclusive content. Saint Greens, out until next time.